In this video, we're going to cover the Bob Ross setup, what you need to paint wet on wet. So first, as you've probably already seen, is the Bob Ross brushes, which you have all the different brushes right there. But you don't need every single one of those. If you want to just start basically painting, I would get a 1-inch brush. I would get a liner brush, one fan brush, and the knife. And you could actually probably start with that, possibly one square flat brush. So you could start painting with those brushes right there and do plenty of paintings. So don't worry about putting out too much at one time. You can kind of just add things as you go. They are a bit pricey, so it's a good thing to know. Over here you got acrylic gesso. Well, that is something, if you don't have a prime panel, you need to put at least a couple coats of the gesso on before using magic white. The gesso will dry in a matter of hours, and then you can go ahead and use your magic white or magic black, magic clear, whichever you want to do. This is the palette that he uses, same one. This palette, believe it or not, is probably 35 years old. I've used it till, as you can see, it's getting pretty worn down. I'll probably clean it up again. You can usually sand it down and clean it up some more. And I don't use it very much, but I did the last picture. This is a small trash can, and that's the beater that he uses in the trash can. And I put paper towels under it as a precaution to absorb the paint. Not paint, but the paint thinner. I use either mineral spirits or paint thinner. Once in a while I'll use turpentine. This here is, you can't even see the name on it anymore, but this is the brush cleaning box that you get with his kit. But that's not, you don't absolutely have to have that. You can get the small jar one here at Hobby Lobby. They work really well. You can get a cover so they can be airtight. And you can get them at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And this is the black gesso. I'm pretty sure I don't have any clear gesso on hand. And this is his liquid white. And this is also another can that you can use to put thinner in. And you can see it's got a locking top, so it seals it really nice and tight. And that way you don't have to worry about any of the fumes. So let's talk about after you finish your painting. Oil painting takes about 6 months to dry. But you can use a conservation varnish after, probably a few weeks or so if it's dry to touch. You can put a light coat of this on there to help protect the paint. And it'll actually make it a little bit shiny and make it look real pretty. After 6 months, then you'll want to use a Damar varnish. A couple thin coats is all you'll need. And you'll be all set up. And we have different size canvases here. A lot of people don't know, but you can paint on wood. This is a wood canvas, 10 by 10. No, this is an 8 by 8, I'm sorry. And you can paint anything you want on it. First, you'll have to use the gesso and put a couple coats of that on there, maybe even 3. And then you can paint oil, acrylic, whatever you want to on it. And here's like an 8 by 10 canvas. And this one is the mounted canvas. Here's the 11 by 14, which is one of the sizes we'll be using pretty frequently. And it's hard for you to see them sizes here, but you can also use a canvas board. This is a 10 by 10. As you can see by the side, it's very thin, and it's a board. It's very strong and durable. They work really, really well. And it will cut the cost of your painting down considerably because they're a lot cheaper. You can buy packs of 5 or 10 of them. And online, I think you can buy them by the case and save a lot of money. And here's an 11 by 14 panel. And then here's a 16 by 20. You can get them in that same panel. Same thing. And if you want the canvas, you can do the canvas. And these you can buy in packs of 5 for a pretty good discount at, I believe it's Michael's and Hobby Lobby both. Just watch for the sales, and you can get them relatively inexpensive. So anyway, I wanted to go through what you're going to be needing for the Bob Ross class. We've got the paint over here. And as you can see, I love Bob Ross and everything. I love his paint. But I do use other brands. You can see I have Winton and Newton paint. Here's the Bob Ross paint, Master's Touch. I use quite a few different ones because they all seem to work well for me. You can use some liquid to thin them down a little bit or a little bit thinner. But usually you want some liquid. And of course I didn't bring it over here, so I have to get it over here. Some liquid. When you start painting other things besides Bob Ross, you use liquid. Of course, when you're painting Bob Ross style paintings, normally you'll be grabbing some liquid white or liquid clear to add to the color. Also, these bigger ones are very, very pricey, so be prepared. A lot of these paints are, for these big tubes, are something like $20 or so a tube. And these are the, I believe, 200 milliliter. But you can use the smaller ones, like this Master's Touch one here. And this is, let's look on the back, a 50 milliliter. And they're a lot cheaper to buy. Now, what I would do is, if I were you, is always make sure you get a large tube of titanium white. And I usually get probably a sap green and a Prussian blue, a large one. Because you use those a lot. And so it's a lot cheaper to buy the bigger tubes. As you go along, you'll find that you'll want to buy bigger tubes of a lot of the different colors. Because you'll be painting a lot of the pictures. And they all use the same colors. So that's it on the Bob Ross class. This is what you need. Make sure you like, comment, and share. Subscribe especially, so you can take the next classes. And make sure you leave some comments. I enjoy reading the comments. I will respond with any questions that you have. So have a good day, and we'll see you the next time.